What's up guys, this is Thekephas. I am legally blind and today I wanted to show you how I play Diablo 3. Yes, I am one of those players that has completely fallen in love with this game all over again since the changes. And I just wanted to talk about it with you guys because I am legally blind, and what that means is that I have 20/200 plus vision. And I have no peripheral vision, so I only see about this much of the screen at one time when I'm looking straight ahead. So as you can imagine, that poses problems for a game like this when I can't see my health bar while I'm paying attention to what I'm doing in the game. So that's really the main challenge that I have, being visually impaired. And if you'd like to know more about what it's like for me to be visually impaired, because I get a lot of questions about that in my videos, I would invite you to check out my Legally Blind series. I will have a link right there. You can click on it and check out that series and other videos on my channel that kind of discuss what it's like for me to be visually impaired. But on to Diablo 3. Now I am playing my wizard. I always want to call her my sorceress, but it's pretty much the same thing. And I play this game with a pretty much just like everybody else, with a keyboard and mouse, mainly a mouse because I have multi-button mouse, so I can do, you know, left click, right click, and 1 through 4 with my mouse, no problem. So that makes, I mean, it's a really easy game, but because everything is kind of small and isometric and all that kind of stuff, there are challenges. I can't see my health bar, my health bubbles at the same time as like when I'm looking at the screen, like where my character's at. So that does pose a problem. I wish that I could have like a little health bar above my head, you know, but since there are no mods and because Blizzard hasn't put that in, it's not going to happen. So there really aren't any tricks, like any tools or any gadgets or mods for this game, so I have to work bare bones, you know, I have to work with what I have. And so, well, it kind of makes me really focus more on strategy, right? Instead of, you know, like trying to fix the game with tools, I have to work with, you know, what I have in the game. And so it affects my play style more, I guess. And by that I mean like how I choose to play and build my character. So I'm playing my wizard here, and we're going to take a look at my skills. I'm using a lot of kiting strategy in this. So basically I've got, you know, like a shock, whatever, yeah, shock pulse, which is this thing here. So I'm using this one. I don't know the names of stuff. You have to forgive me. I'm not like a pro player. Like, I grind Diablo for 5 hours and I got like 10 keys and 50 inferno thingies. I don't know what any of that stuff is. I just have fun playing video games. So you're not going to get a lot of professional talk from me. And I use Blizzard. So, and then I use slow time, Hydra, and then 2 buffs. So magic weapon and energy armor. So, you know, basically I just keep those up, and because this is such a visual game, which helps a lot, even when, you know, like when your health is low, the screen gets kind of red. So that way you know you're about to die, but sometimes that doesn't come in enough time before you get one shot. So, but you know, visuals are important because I can't see my buffs down here unless I look down. I've got the experience buff because I'm waiting for the expansion to come out, so I pre-ordered that. So I'm getting extra experience, which is nice. And I've got these 2 buffs from my 2 skills. So I've got 2 abilities that do buffs. I've got Hydra and I've got slow time. So I throw those up, and Hydra will do some damage on stuff, and then slow time will capture things in this bubble while I run around and kite things into it and then cast Blizzard and then build things back up with this orb thingy. So that's kind of my strategy, and the reason why, as we'll go out and fight, is because rather than getting in the middle of things, and because you want to try to get that massacre bonus when you're leveling it specifically, I try to kite things and then stay the heck out of dodge so that I'm actually not taking damage. So rather than like jumping in the fray and kind of focusing on like health and stuff like that, I just kind of run around and kite things, which helps a lot. So, you know, you can look at my gear. My gear is getting a little outdated, but that's because I've got the Kane's Fate set going on, and you know, my gear is kind of getting a little outdated, so I may not be doing adequate damage, but I really don't want to get rid of this experience bonus. It's like 35%, 30% experience bonus. So I'm really trying not to you know, to do that yet, even though I have this helmet. It's like better than the helmet that I have, but I'll lose the bonus. So I'm trying to hold off as long as I can with what I have. And I'm playing, what mode am I playing in? I'm playing at master level, so that's like right before torment right now. So basically I've got to be very careful. I got to try to keep myself alive And rather than like taking on like what I'm doing right now inadvertently, I like to try to pull as many as I can. And I'm not a pro at this game, so please don't expect like some amazing skills here. But basically what I try to do is I run around, and these things aren't easy to kite because they fly around and stuff like that, but I just kind of run around, kite things, try not to take too much damage, keep my Hydra up, throw Blizzard on everything, try to see where these things are going because they're really hard for me to see, and avoid the little bugs that they spit at you, and kill as many as I can, as fast as I can, or as slow. Sometimes it's slow, but you know, it just depends. And then I just, you know, kind of keep that stuff up. So that wasn't a really good example because, you know, I didn't really pull that many, but it's easier when I'm in like an open field or I'm somewhere where there are a lot of monsters at once. But you kind of get the idea of what I'm trying to say here. So I basically like put this up because this energy, or this whatever it's called, this time bubble thing, slow time, will slow them down and kind of keep them in place, and then Blizzard will do damage and it'll also slow them down. So it's my strategy, and there might be a lot of other wizard builds that are a lot better at kiting and stuff like that, but for one of the things I really enjoy about this game is, while I'm sure there are builds, there's a lot of room for you to experiment with like whatever you want to do. So Blizzard is not the best thing to use against these bugs, as I'm finding out right now. So, you know, lesson learned. But you get the idea. So we're going to go up here, and I know we're going to get a bunch of ads. If you're wondering why I keep opening up the big map, that's another thing, is because I am visually impaired and I can't see the whole screen. That mini map up there in the top right corner is completely useless. So I just kind of keep clicking open my big map to kind of see where I'm going really fast. It's kind of like what I'm used to with Diablo 2, because I used to kind of keep a map like right in my face all the time. So now here we go. Now we're getting kind of crazy. So we need to be careful here. Another thing that's hard is not only can I not see my health bars, I also can't see my energy. So I kind of depend on her to be like, I don't have any energy, and you know, hey, I'm not casting any spells, before I realize I need to use my builder again. So that's kind of a little bit of a frustration. So there I got a little bit of a massacre bonus, which is nice. And then of course, when it comes to item pickup, I just make sure that I've got, you know, make sure that the items are always being shown, like the text. That way I know that I'm not missing anything. And certainly when I'm kiting, it's easier to miss things than when I'm playing like a barbarian, when I'm like right there in their face when things drop. So that's something else that I have to watch out for. Okay. The biggest danger when playing a kite a class or a style where you're kiting all the time is when you get caught somewhere. Because again, don't want to take damage, not really focusing on defense too much, because the whole point is to avoid damage, which is good to kind of get in the habit of anyways when you get into like high level torments, because you still don't want to take too much damage. I mean, you want to avoid it. So kiting is a good skill to kind of pick up. But anyways, you can get caught and you can get cornered, and once you get kind of like caught in a group of mobs, you can get owned in like 2 seconds, and that kind of sucks because you kind of kill your massacre bonus, and then you get mad and you kind of want to rage quit. Not really, but you get the idea. So what I should be doing is running around this field to pick up more monsters, but I'm being kind of lazy because one of the things about this game, the reason why I'm not like pulling a big chaos pull or anything, is because I have to concentrate. And when I'm talking to you guys, I can't concentrate all that much. So I'm not really trying to do anything crazy because I don't think I'll be talking as much. But more or less, that's basically how I play a game like Diablo, where it's more fast-paced than like Warcraft or other games. It's kind of like Call of Duty, really, where I have to just kind of adjust my playstyle as opposed to use tools or mods that help me improve the game. And that's basically what I'm doing here, is I just kind of have a different strategy, I guess. And I guess it's really not a different strategy. I'm sure there are a lot of people that use kiting as their main, you know, way of doing things, but it's certainly what I have found to be the most effective and enjoyable and rewarding strategy for me. So here we have an elite pack, and I'm going to try not to get caught in the middle of that crap. So see, what I'm trying to do here is, what I do is I put up the bubble, and then I kind of try to the best of my ability. I'm not doing the greatest job. It's also kind of late. I kind of try to keep them inside the bubble, keep Blizzard inside the bubble, and then run around the bubble to kind of corral them right there. And then, you know, the cool thing is I do, like right there, that was nasty. Got a little rough. We leveled up to 40. Yay! Basically, I just run around, and I can see when I get hit. So when I take hits, I know to kind of glance down at my health. similar to when I lose, you know, mana and I'm not doing any spells. I just kind of glance down to notice that I need to build up my mana. So that's kind of how I do that. And you know, it's easy enough to glance. It's hard to always have to keep your health in mind when you're me, because I can't keep looking down at my health too much. So that's basically how I play Diablo. And here's a couple whites. And right now, since the auction house is still open, if you didn't know this, a little bonus tip at the end of this video: if you get whites, throw them up on the auction house for about 50k gold, unless you're trying to salvage them, because people are all over the common debris that comes from these. So if you want to make some quick gold and you don't have much, like I only have like, I don't know how people have so much gold, but I'm kind of new. I'm kind of getting back into things. So yeah, throw up your whites in the auction house for like 50k or whatever, and you'll make some quick bank. Like I put up like 20 or 30, and for some reason people are just all over the crafting recipes, even though they're like about to be outdated in like 2 weeks. But hey, do it. Enjoy that. Enjoy the gold. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more Diablo 3 videos, leave a comment. If you'd like to see me make other videos about other games, leave a comment. Or if you'd like to ask any questions about me being visually impaired and what it's like, of course, leave a comment. I appreciate your guys' feedback. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. This is Thekephas. Until next time.